last year, colleagues, I must say that we had 24 schools initially. One was closed down. We ended up having 23 schools with T50. 18 of those schools succeeded with flying colors. Others got 100%, others are languishing between 80 and 90. Only 5 schools in the T50 were retained this year, which means that they are part of the T60 because the program has been elevated to T60. Nakhona, if you look at it, colleagues, they tried hard because but only a percentage above 50%. If we sustain the T50, that will buy on of this particular program. But because the program was elevated to T60, they find themselves here in the program of T60. Okay, let us get into the table of content. Because of time and just zoom into items that matter: policy reference, the background, the aim of the program, the purpose, the list of schools, the importance of the provincial and the district, the intervention, common challenges, and our plans going forward. Right, let us start with the policy reference, legislative framework. I think it is not discretionary that you participate in this particular program. It is not by mere choice, but we are directed by legislation and policies, starting from the constitution of this country, which is the supreme law, that guarantees foundational education, that every learner, every child is entitled to receive education. And it also spoke to talk about the underperformance, that we've got a professional obligation to support and intervene and improve the underperformance of schools. We've got SASA and many other pieces of legislations that support underperformance and also that talk about the improved quality of teaching and learning in our country. So the point that I'm trying to drive home without dwelling so much on this is that we are mandated by policy and law to intervene and provide targeted support to the underperforming schools. We are mandated. It is not that we want to sustain position 1 as a province. Even if we are position 8, we are still mandated to intervene and provide support. Okay? So yeah, it's not discretionary, colleagues. It's a question of a mandate. The background, I've stated that last year we had 23 schools, 18 of those passed with flying colors, and we retained the 5 schools. So currently in KZN, we're dealing with 260, and we have 52 schools. Let me explain this. How did we arrive there? We've got 45 public ordinary schools and 7 independent and primary schools, which makes the number to 52. Obviously, we are going to be biased towards the public ordinary schools. But upon our district, we provide support to these independent and private institutions like Umlazi, Mukongoldu, and Uku. But no, we extend our services to these schools. So if they do that, as a province, will take you and also do that. But that's the only priority to ezethu ezu-45. Kulo-45 kunalo-5 engikhulume ngawo, colleagues, esu-retainayo okade ungaphasanga awuprogressanga, but we are returning them to the T60 schools, and we believe that this time around we are going to succeed. So we've got a multidisciplinary team, colleagues, that deals with all schools as underperformer in the province. I've said in this branch we deal with the T60 schools that receive 60% and below. So a multidisciplinary team comprises of different officials from the provincial office, colleagues from district operations, colleagues from teacher development, colleagues from curriculum FET, colleagues from quality assurance, examination and assessment, and the colleagues from governance. Although DTG, we requested that we've got only one person from governance, because our plan now is to split in NSTD group, so we can't have Babu Betwana Yedwa being a member of this group, but we need somebody else who will assist Babu Betwana. Because when we reach the school, we subdivide the house. People who are dealing with governance, people who are dealing with management, and people who are dealing with the curriculum, you know. So we are found one day when it comes to governance. We are learning as we go ourselves.